Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Catalyst for Change. Today, we are going to speak about something very ancient, but very relevant to our modern lives. Meridians. I think we have all heard this word, but some of us may have heard it in connection with acupuncture, acupressure, others in connection with Chinese medicine, energy healing, reflexology, and so on. When people hear the word meridian, some think that it is physical in the body, which of course it is not. So if we were to cut up a human body, we wouldn't find anything physical in the body that we would be able to call a meridian. So today, let us understand meridians in some depth. The body is alive with an energy force that has intelligence, memory, emotions, and instinct. In simple English, we call this energy force as the life force. In India, we call it prana. The Chinese call it ki or chi. This life force is what makes a living body different from a dead body. In both, the organs are the same. The bones are the same, the blood as well. But something has gone. And that something is the life force. Just as blood vessels carry blood and nerves carry signals, the meridians carry this flow of the life force. Now, whether we consider it and look at it spiritually, or we look at it energetically, or from the point of view of the nervous system, one thing is very clear. The body is a network. Everything in the body is connected. Your anger is not only in your mind. Your grief is not only in your heart. Your fear is not only in your thoughts. The meridian system gives us an entire map to understand these inner connections. Just as a road map shows us how one city is connected to another city, the meridian map shows us how one part of the body is connected to an organ, to an emotion, and even to a life experience. Example, it tells us that a tight chest may not only be about the physical tightness. It may in fact be connected with grief, with incorrect breathing, shallow breathing. It may be connected with lack of boundaries or difficulty in letting go. Just as the GPS map shows us where there is movement and where the traffic is blocked, the meridians as energy pathways also tell us about the movement of the life force. When the life force flows smoothly, we feel energetically balanced, mentally clear, and emotionally stable. But when the flow becomes blocked, or it is weak, or it is disturbed in some way, we will experience that discomfort, and that could be physical discomfort, mental, emotional, psychological, or spiritual, or it could be some combination of all of these. What is important to understand here is that energy is not the problem. In fact, emotion is also not the problem, not even the so-called negative emotions. They are just part of the human experience. The problem begins when something that is meant to move becomes stuck. And that is where the meridian system becomes very interesting, because it does not look at emotions as separate from the body. It in fact shows us that certain organ systems are connected with certain emotional and energy patterns. So major meridians are connected with different organ systems, like let us say the lungs, the large intestine, the small intestine, the spleen, the stomach, the bladder, the gallbladder, and so on, the heart. Now, when you have these meridians that are connected to the intestine, to the bladder, gallbladder, and so on, they are not connected only to the physical organ. For example, the liver organ may help in detoxification, but the liver meridian shows that the liver is connected with anger, frustration, vision, and the smooth flow of life. The lungs help us in breathing, yes. But the lung meridian makes us aware of the connection of the lungs with grief, with boundaries, and with releasing what is no longer needed. The physical kidneys are about urine and filtration. But it is the kidney meridian that tells us of the connection that the kidneys have with fear, with willpower, ancestral energy, and the essence of life. So, meridians tell us 4 very important facts. What happens in the body affects the mind. First fact. What happens in the mind affects the body. Second fact. What happens emotionally affects the energy. Third fact. And the fourth fact, what happens energetically eventually affects how we live. And that is why learning about meridians is so important. Because normally, what do many of us do? We wait until the body shouts. In fact, the body has to scream sometimes in order to get our attention. And how does it scream? In the form of pain, illness, disease, exhaustion, breakdown, burnout, maybe till the anxiety becomes unbearable, maybe till the relationship collapses. We don't hear till the body screams. But energy speaks to us long before the crisis point is reached. We do not listen. We don't listen to that emotional and energy disturbance that precedes an illness or a disease. We don't listen to that stress and tension that precedes pain. We don't listen to the stagnation and stuckness that precedes a breakdown or a burnout. And we definitely don't listen to the emotional heaviness that precedes depression. We don't listen. The Meridian system helps us to listen earlier so that we can catch the disturbance and heal it before having to face any kind of crisis. And this is relevant in current times because most of us, me included, are not living exactly in the way nature intended us to. We sleep late. When we are eating, we are watching something. We sit for long hours instead of keeping our body in movement. We breathe shallowly, thus not giving oxygen to our organs. We suppress our emotions. We are constantly on the phone or on our devices, whether it involves our work or whether it is as a pastime. We rush around, we are constantly worried about things, and we definitely overthink almost every situation. So naturally, the body begins to lose its natural rhythm. And because the meridians are not only pathways of energy, but also carry emotional information, they become burdened with the hurry, with the pressure, with the unspoken words, the swallowed anger, old grief. And when this emotional overload does not move but remains stuck in one place, it creates what we call patterns. Patterns like overgiving, people-pleasing, trying to stay strong at all times, not speaking up, the poor me pattern, the victim pattern. Yes, we know our individual patterns, most of them. But knowing does not release the patterns, does not remove the patterns, because the pattern is not only in the mind, it is very significantly in the body as well. The body has learned these patterns, has learned them very, very well. Example, the shoulders have learned to carry responsibilities, even responsibilities that are in fact not yours to carry. The jaw has learned to hold back words. The stomach has learned to tighten up in order to protect itself against conflict. The chest has learned to contract so that it doesn't need to feel so much. The throat has learned enforced silence. The lower back has learned of deep survival insecurities. The feet have learned the pain of insecurity. Most of our patterns originate from a scarcity mindset. Let's be very clear about this. Scarcity is not only about money or wealth. It is about self-worth, how we function in our relationships, how we self-sabotage, why we stop the law of attraction from working for us. All of this stems from a scarcity mindset. Unless we shift the scarcity mindset, the patterns will be very difficult to eliminate, and the meridians shall continue to be burdened, overloaded, and stuck. In fact, just today, I have put up a video on my YouTube channel and on my social media about the scarcity mindset. If you haven't yet watched it, please do it immediately after this talk. It is so important to know about the scarcity mindset and, of course, how to then convert it, move it into an abundance mindset. And if this is something that speaks to you, then I do urge you to register for the workshop that I am conducting this Sunday, Turning Scarcity into Abundance. I have also shared the link of the registration on the WhatsApp group as well as social media. We do not have the time today, unfortunately, to go into the deeper healing methods to heal our meridians. Maybe I shall conduct a session of that sometime in the future. But for now, here is a simple method that I can share with you. It uses the healing ability of your own breath. And if you'd like to do this right now, you can. Take a slow breath in. As you breathe in, slowly, fully, let your ribs expand. Let the chest receive all that breath. Let your belly soften. And now exhale slowly. If you can, exhale from the mouth completely. And while you're exhaling, let your shoulders drop. So deep inhalation, expanding the chest into the belly so that the belly relaxes. And then slowly through the mouth, exhaling, letting the shoulders drop, letting the jaw and the back of the neck and the head all completely relax. And you just have to do this for about 3 to 5 minutes at a time. And do this a few times in the day. And you can do it anywhere. Breath is one of the quickest ways to calm and regulate the nervous system. In fact, you may be surprised that the nervous system understands only one language, and that is the language of the breath. The nervous system does not understand the spoken word. And that is why very often people have complained to me that affirmations don't work for them. Breath, when taken in and exhaled correctly, slowly, is one of the simplest and the most effective way of keeping our meridians healthy. When we are stressed, our breath becomes shallow, the chest tightens, the jaws and shoulders get tense. And with all of this, the body receives the message that it has to protect itself, that it is not safe, that there is some impending threat. But when we slow down the breath, and that is why it is important to breathe in slowly and breathe out slowly. When we slow down the breath and we breathe in fully, deeply, not shallowly, and expand our ribs, and this breath goes deep into our belly, and our shoulders get loose, we send the body the message, everything is fine. You are safe. You can now release everything. It is fine to let go. So with this, the nervous system settles. There's an emotional release. And when emotions release and are not stuck in one place, the energy of the life force begins to move freely. Another simple thing to do that in fact complements the breathing is movement. You cannot believe how important physical movement is for meridian healing. Move the joints, the wrists, the ankles, your fingers, your toes, your knees, your hips, the neck. Move them all. Gentle movements. Gently move shoulders, wrists, gentle movement. And once you've moved your joints, then stretch the body, literally stretch. Stretch. stretch your legs as well. Just gentle stretch as much as you can do, no harming the body. Don't try and get more ambitious. Just move. Energy very often gets stuck at the joints. That is why your joints hurt. So rotate the wrists, rotate the ankles, roll your shoulders, move the neck, open and close your hands. Do the same with your feet. Move your hips a little bit. Maybe try to go as low as you can. And then stand up again. This will bend even the joints and also stretch the body. Now, if you do about 2 or 3 of these rounds, it will really complement the breathing that you do. And together, simple breathing and simple movement will take you a long way. There's another thing that works so well for meridian healing. And I know quite a few of you know this healing method already. And that method is EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique. If you don't know what I'm referring to, please visit my YouTube channel, and there are videos there for you to see. Just 2 rounds of tapping is enough to maintain meridian health. And here's another thing. Though this may seem like a rather trivial thing that I am saying, it is actually extremely significant. We have to change our relationship with what we put into our bodies. Food and water. Most of us have a very unhealthy relationship, especially with food. I know that I'm still working on it, and it's not completely healthy, but I had a very unhealthy relationship with water, where I would drink very, very little water through the day. But we have to hydrate ourselves enough, and we have to eat whatever we are eating with awareness. I do not believe that you have to have only a vegetarian diet. I don't believe that at all. Whether you are vegan or vegetarian or eggetarian or non-vegetarian or whatever you are, eat and drink with awareness. First of all, before putting it in your mouth, bless the water and bless the food. And how do you do that? By just saying, thank you, I love you. Thank you for the health you bring me. I love you for constantly fueling my body. I bless you. The food and the water is blessing you. And it's a fair energy exchange if you bless the food and water before you have it. And then how you have it is very important. And here I have been so remiss, and I keep reminding myself of this in the past several weeks. I have been so remiss of eating quickly. And when we eat quickly, we are eating mindlessly. Or I may be doing some work, creating some content, let us say, and eating a bowl of salad on the side. Absolutely the wrong way to do it. Whenever you are eating, whatever you are eating, and whenever you are drinking, whatever you are drinking, your tea, your coffee, whatever, drink it slowly and let your consciousness be upon what you are eating and drinking. So, so, so important. If you are not conscious of the food and the water and you are gobbling it or gulping it down, you are receiving the physical food and the physical drink, yes. But what you are not receiving is something far more important than just the physical nutrients. You are not receiving the energy of the food. Now, I don't mean that you should sit alone and eat. No. If you are at a table with family, with friends, with loved ones, and there is conversation, and there is sharing, and there is laughter, that's an ideal environment to eat in. But don't sit at a table and eat with someone who is fretting or angry or abusive, because then when you are taking in that food, you do not know, but you are taking in the energy that they are emitting while they are eating with you. Now, I know that most of us try to eat clean and healthy. And yes, it has become a big, and I'm glad it has become an international movement in a sense. And everyone is very conscious. People of all ages are conscious of eating clean food, healthy food, high protein, low in carbs, less sugar. But there are times when we do eat something that is not the healthiest. Maybe you enjoy that occasional pizza or that burger, or I love my chicken roll. Or you may like your cake or the ice cream, or like me, Indian mithai, which I love. When you eat it occasionally, please eat it with joy. Eat it with joy. Do not eat it with that anxiety of the negative side effects. Oh my gosh, now I will put on weight. My blood sugar is rising. My this is happening, that is happening. All of these things that are our cheats are to be enjoyed occasionally. They are not something that we should be eating every day. We all know that. But on those occasional days when we eat, let's eat with grace, with blessing, and most importantly, with a lot of fun, with a lot of joy, with a lot of enjoyment. And I can guarantee you the negative side effects will not bother you. So, as we close today, I invite you to take this one thought with you into your week. Your body is not your enemy. All you need, if you wish to remain healthy, is conscious breath, water taken with gratitude, food eaten slowly and savored, emotions allowed to be expressed, boundaries maintained with love and respect. Move the body and rest the body. Rest. Popping a sleeping pill and sleeping for 8 hours is not rest. If you need that pill, it is a huge indication that your meridians are blocked. And because of the blocked meridians, your nervous system is not regulated. So move the body and rest the body. There are ways of telling the body, I am listening to you. And these simple ways of breathing, eating correctly, blessing the food and the water, moving the body, resting the body, these are all ways of telling the body, everything is fine. I am safe. And when the body knows that you are safe, when the body feels heard, and there's a genuine connection between you and the body, the life force begins to move again. Thank you so much for being here today. I truly appreciate it. Before we leave this, Rachit, who has asked a question, that since most of the things we eat and drink are adulterated, will the prayers and the blessings help with the food? Rachit, I believe in one, almost like a mantra. If I can't change something, I am not going to fret about it. Because more than the adulterated food, what is going to harm me is the fretting, is the worrying, is the concern that, oh my God, this food is adulterated, now I'm going to be unwell. Unless you and I are agriculturists and we grow our own food, which unfortunately I do not have access to, let's bless and enjoy whatever comes upon our plate. Let's be grateful for it. And our prayers and our gratitude and our blessings and our love, I believe, is far more powerful than anything adulterated. Thank you all so much. Thank you for being here. And I shall see you again next week.